Coming up on Juice and Java, early voting begins today for New Yorkers. Find out where you can cast your ballot.
And Juice and Java correspondent Josh Karp will join us in studio to talk about the MLB World Series.
All of that and more starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Morgan Trau.
And I'm Gabrielle Caracciolo. Thanks for starting your morning with us.
Let's kick things off with the squeeze. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency in Sonoma and Los Angeles counties on Friday. The declaration follows 9 fires breaking out across California, endangering millions of civilians. So far, the fires have burned down approximately 30,000 acres of land.
The Sonoma-Kincaid fire alone is responsible for almost 22,000 acres of that damage. As a precautionary measure, Pacific Gas and Electric have announced that they will possibly cut power to roughly 850,000 homes this weekend. This is an effort to avoid sparking any more fires. And an investigation has started looking into the deaths of 39 people who were found in a truck container in Essex early Wednesday morning. The shipping container entered the UK just after midnight on Wednesday, and the individuals were found around 1 a.m.
The driver of the truck, Mo Robinson, is currently being detained on suspicion of murder, and 3 others were arrested on Friday. While the victims are believed to be Chinese nationals, there have been unconfirmed reports that some of the individuals were Vietnamese. Police have begun post-mortem exams on 11 of the victims. And Destiny USA Mall might be getting a run for their money. The American Dream Mall officially opened yesterday in Bergen County, New Jersey. It is the second largest mall in the country, beating out Syracuse Destiny USA, which comes in at number 4.
The shopping complex features over 400 commercial spaces as well as specialty attractions like a 16-story indoor ski slope and a Nickelodeon Universe theme park, tickets for which are already sold out this weekend. The opening of the American Dream comes after nearly 17 years of planning and $5 billion of monetary spending. The mall is expected to attract 40 million visitors a year. Early voting begins today for New York State. A law passed this year allows New Yorkers to cast their vote 10 days before the November 5th elections. New York is now the 39th state to have the early voting option open to voters. Onondaga County has 6 early voting sites that Central New Yorkers can use throughout the week.
The sites include the Claytown Courtroom, Southwest Community Center, and the Lafayette Fire Station. People can now vote early without having to claim a particular reason. The early voting law was put into place to help increase voter turnout. New York has been one of the top 10 states for worst voter turnout for both 2016 and 2018. And the weather's been a bit gloomy lately.
Yeah, definitely. Weather anchor Carmela in Boykin is in studio to tell us if we can expect some sun to come out anytime soon. Carmela?
Well, Gabrielle, the good news is if you step outside right now, at this exact moment, you'll see some sun. But the rest of the day is looking to be mostly cloudy, so we'll see the sun here and there. No promises, though. Temperature is resting right now at 49 degrees, and we have low wind speeds as well. Throughout central New York, here in Syracuse, we're actually one of the cooler temperatures today. We're at 49, like I said. Coolest is in Cortland, like it usually is, at 48 degrees, and the warmest is at Ithaca and in Fulton with 52 and 53. The rest of the day today looks to be mostly cloudy, like I said, 51 degrees at 1 p.m., 55 degrees at 3 p.m., and then dropping all the way down to 52 degrees by 6. Continued, like I said, mostly cloudy and light winds. Tonight we're going to drop down to 47 degrees and rain and clouds are going to roll in. 10 to 15 mile per hour wind speed, so if you're heading out, bundle up. Tomorrow it's going to be a high of 63 degrees. That rain is going to continue and the wind is really going to pick up as well. But good news is throughout the rest of the week we are going to see some sun throughout the early in the week, and then as we get to the end of the week we're going to see some showers as well.
Thanks so much, Carmela. So let me know, if you haven't gone apple picking yet, is it too late before the snow starts, or can I still go next week?
I would say, to be honest, we're kind of on the verge of the end. If you're going to go, you're going to really have to bring someone tall or even bring a ladder to reach the apples on the tops of the trees. But it is winter squash season, so if you like squash, you're in luck.
Well, Halloween is coming up this week on Thursday. I heard some reports there might be snow on Thursday. Is that true?
That's true. It's a little bit further out, so we don't have an exact, determination on what it's going to be like, but there's a potential for some flurries and even as cool as 32-degree temperatures.
All right, thanks so much, Carmela. And we've seen, so you're saying maybe not snow yet, but when can we expect that first snow?
Well, we usually get snow here in Syracuse around the 1st of November, so really right around the Halloween area. Not really sure exactly when because we still have a week, but we'll definitely keep you updated here at CitrusTV.
All right, thank you so much. And with Halloween just around the corner, we sent our Juice and Java correspondent Josh Meyers to the Rosamond Gifford Zoo to see how Syracuse families are getting in the spooky spirit.
Josh is live at the zoo's annual ZooBoo right now. Josh, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on at the zoo
I'm here
today?
at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo, where people are already getting into their Halloween spirit. The zoo is celebrating their annual ZooBoo event, where kids and their families can trick or treat while also watching the animals at the zoo. The Rosamond Gifford Zoo invites kids of all ages for a day of Halloween fun. Whether it's rain or shine, people could dress up as their favorite animal, princess, witch, or superhero to show their Halloween spirit. The ZooBoo event sees hundreds of families every day, and with plenty of activities and games scattered around the zoo, there's always something fun to do at the event. Kids and their families also go to various trick-or-treat stands around the zoo. They give the person working at the stand their ZooBoo sheet and collect their candy. Without a doubt, ZooBoo is a fun and safe way to celebrate Halloween. Event manager Brittany Waskowitz says that the event allows families to celebrate the spookiest time of the year by focusing less on the tricks and more on the treats.
Ourselves is a kooky, not spooky event, so it's really more fun for the kids.
How much candy do you guys want to get?
I want to get like 50, 70. I just want to get a lot of them.
I can't hear anything.
And those candy-hungry kids have the opportunity to do many activities at ZooBoo, such as balloon animals, a fortune teller station, games, face painting, cider and donuts, and much more. ZooBoo is definitely a weekend filled with sweets and smiles.
All right, Josh, how many people typically come to this event every year?
Well, guys, according to Waskowitz, the event sees about 4,000 kids every day. ZooBoo is certainly one of the most popular events here at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo.
Well, it looks like Josh is having a pretty fun time at the zoo. I wish I could have worn a costume to get into the spirit, but you know, we're in the studio. So what are you guys going for Halloween this year?
I actually haven't decided yet. I'm thinking, since it sounds like it's going to be a little cold, maybe one of those like fun onesies that are a different animal or something. What about you, Carmela?
I think I'm going to go as a cat. I feel like for the rest of my life I'm going to go as a cat, but it's very on brand because I can wear my winter coat with the ears and the face. I think it'll go, especially if it snows.
I know, I'm still taking ideas. I have no idea what I want to be. At first I thought I was going to be a cat like Carmela, but I feel like, no offense, if it's a little basic.
That's true. Oh, without a doubt.
Well, I think my little sister actually came up with the best one. She's going as pigs in a blanket, dressing up as a little pig, and then wrapping a blanket around. I think that's just wonderful.
I think I might go as a ladybug. I just feel like it's cute, and you know,
Okay,
I like
that's
to
just as basic as a cat.
No, but ladybugs are cute. I don't know. I think that like either like any type of like bug, like ladybug or bumblebee. I feel like it's good. You know, it shows that I care about nature.
That's true. That's true. We love the climate.
Definitely. Well, thanks so much for coming on, Carmela. I'm sure we'll need to go do some costume shopping now.
And when we come back, Juice and Java correspondent Katie Goralski is in studio to tell us about domestic violence awareness and where victims can reach out for help. Stay with us.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. and move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Welcome back to Juice and Java. For those who may not know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Katie Goralski is in studio to tell us a little bit more about this month and what resources are available to students here on campus. Katie?
Thanks, guys. A few weeks ago, I came on to talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And as Morgan said, October is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence, also known as intimate partner violence, comes in many different forms. While physical abuse is most commonly associated with domestic violence, mental and emotional abuse by an intimate partner can also cause a great deal of damage. Statistics from the Center of Disease Control state that in the United States, 1 in 5 women and 1 in 7 men experience severe physical violence from an intimate partner. 1 in 5 women and 1 in 12 men have experienced contact sexual violence from a partner. 10% of women and 2% of men have been stalked by a partner, and 43 million women and 38 million men experience psychological aggression from an intimate partner in their lifetime. With all this said, it is important to remember that survivors of domestic violence are not alone. Syracuse University is doing their part to try and help victims of domestic violence. This past week, SU hosted Go Purple for Domestic Violence, participated in the Clothesline Project, and held a candlelight vigil for those who lost their lives. Even the Hall of Languages was lit in purple to show SU's solidarity. If you or someone you know is experiencing or has experienced domestic violence, do not be afraid to ask for help. If you are in immediate danger, do not hesitate to call 911. If you are unsure of what to do, please, please visit esc.syr.edu and look under Experience Health and Wellness Services. You can also call any of the numbers on the screen. The first number is for SU's 24-hour Sexual and Relationship Violence Response Team. The second is for DPS. The third is for SU ambulances, and the fourth is for the Syracuse Police Department. Remember, you do not have to fill out a form if you call the police.
Well, thank you so much for talking about such an important topic, Katie. You know, what can we do going forward to sort of prevent domestic violence on campus?
Absolutely. So here on SU, we have over 25 seminars that you can attend to learn more about domestic violence and how it affects college students. The Center of Disease Control also just has some basic things like teaching healthy and safe relationship skills, especially for like middle school, that age. And then creative, protective environments, and also just supporting survivors.
And what can we do to help support those survivors?
Absolutely. So the first thing is to always listen to them and support their what they have to say. You can ask what you need to do to help, and then of course support their decisions. And if you yourself need to get help, just talk to a therapist, talk to professionals for help.
Great, thank you so much. Up next, Juice and Java will show you a fun way to celebrate National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week.
Stay with us to find out what we did and how you can do it too. Juice and Java will be right back.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love, love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
This This week is National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week across America, and Syracuse University decided to celebrate with a Sands Bar at the Barnes Center.
The Sands Bar was held this past Friday from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. and provided mocktails to all those who came.
So in the spirit of alcohol safety and delicious drinks, Gabrielle and I decided to try our own hand at making our own mocktails.
Let's take a look. It's National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week.
So today we are going to be making some mocktails, some fun cocktails that don't have the alcohol so that everyone can drink them.
All right, so let's get started. We've got some ice.
Okay, put this in our nice blender we have here.
So the oranges are going to kind of give it that zesty taste in place of alcohol that you might normally use. And then strawberries. We love a good strawberry drink.
You know, I have never actually blended anything before, so hopefully this will go well.
Okay, let's open up some seltzer. Oh.
So this week is so important because so many college students are injured or suffer consequences from drinking. Do we know how much to put in?
We're going to put that whole bottle in. Yeah, when it comes to deaths, we are actually seeing almost 2,000 college students between the ages of 18 and 24 dying from alcohol-related unintentional injuries, including motor vehicle crashes a year. It's pretty staggering.
Not to mention the assault rate is incredibly high. It's almost, I think, 700,000 at this point assaults, with that being about 97,000 being sexual assaults. So, you know, that alcohol can compromise, you know, your safety, and it could also compromise sort of other sorts of domestic abuse that we want to be careful for.
And this is a really important issue here on the Syracuse campus because we are the #1 party school once again. So alcohol consumption can be a big topic, and having easy alternatives for people who maybe want to go out, have fun with their friends, but not have to worry about being under the influence is really important. So we just added some lemonade to this as well, and I think we're ready to go ahead and blend this, Morgan.
Okay. You know, hopefully this is my first time blending. I don't want to mess it up. I'm going to hold it down just in case. Okay.
I make smoothies.
How? Ooh.
Yeah, keep going. All right, perfect. Let's pour these out.
Okay.
Try it out.
Oof. You know, I'm going to let you pour this because I do not trust myself.
One for me.
Ooh.
Give me yours. One
They're very pretty. I love the color. Pops.
I'm a big strawberry fan.
Me too.
So I like to make like strawberry banana smoothies in the morning. So this is like exactly my kind of mocktail.
Well, let's try this.
All right. It tastes pretty good.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's not as thick as your regular smoothie, but it is really good.
Really great. All right, we're gonna keep enjoying these mocktails. Juice and Java will be right back.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. Yeah, we're getting so wet. Oh,
The MLB World Series is currently in full swing.
We have Juice and Java morning correspondent Jonah Karp in studio to tell us all about this year's rivals.
Hey guys, we don't talk nearly enough about sports on this show. I'm a big sports guy, so let's talk sports. The World Series is going on right now in baseball. Here are some interesting facts you may not know about the World Series. This is the 115th Fall Classic. The first one played back in 1903. If you're good at quick math, you might say to yourself, wait a minute, Jonah, that doesn't add up. First of all, get yourself a high-paying job because that is impressive. But also, you're right. There was a boycott in 1904 and a player strike in 1994. Aside from those 2 years, the World Series has been played at the end of each season. Also, this is the first time in franchise history the Washington Nationals are playing in the World Series. This is a franchise that was founded back in 1969 and until 2005 were known as the Montreal Expos. Yesterday marked the first World Series game played in the nation's capital since 1933. That was a battle between the New York Giants and the Washington Senators. The Giants won in 5 games. The Senators moved to Minnesota in 1960 and became the Twins. Also, the Astros entered yesterday down 2-0. It's a best-of-7 series, but history tells us that teams down 3-0 don't win. In fact, no team has ever won the World Series down 3-0. Houston won 4-1 last night. Teams down 2-1 have taken the series 34% of the time. One of those teams, the Houston Astros, 2 years ago. And what's concerning about those first 2 losses, though, for the Astros, those both came at home, but it's still very much a series. You go back to 1999. The Yankees lost their first 2 in the Bronx to the Braves, ended up winning the next 4. Here's what happened last night. It was all Astros pretty much. That's Robinson Chirinos. He cranks it to left, clanks it off the foul pole, and at that point, the Astros went up 4-1. That turned out to be the final score. Not a whole lot of scoring going on, but it got Houston back on the right track. You see, it almost wasn't a home run, but, you know, it's a game of inches, baseball is. Here's the stats from the series. Well, this is a postseason stats. Jose Altuve, the big star for the Astros, won the MVP a couple years ago. 5 home runs in the playoffs this year. Garrett Cole has been awfully impressive on the mound, one of the star pitchers for Houston. On the Nationals side, they've had similar stats. Juan Soto has been a breakout star in the playoffs. Howie Kendrick has also been a breakout star. One of the older players on Washington, he has 10 RBIs, tied with Juan Soto. Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer, a pitching duo, a pitching tandem that has been remarkable for Washington.
Well, thank you, Jonah. I mean, I feel like I already know what you're going to say, but who do you think is going to win the game tonight?
I think the Astros are going to win the game tonight. I think they're going to knot the series at 2 apiece. I do think it's going to go 7. This is going to be a fun World Series, guys.
So who do you think is going to win overall?
I think the Astros are the better team in the series. I do think it goes 7. I think the Astros take their second World Series in 3 years, and they do it down in Houston in Game 7.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Coming up on Juice and Java, correspondent Emily Karp is in studio to talk about the Daily Orange's historic move.
Stay with us.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high-five.
The Daily Orange has been housed at 744 Ostrom Avenue for most of its life, but new construction is forcing them to move out.
And we have morning correspondent Emily Karp in studio to tell us about the next place the DO will call home.
Yeah, so the Daily Orange, Syracuse University's independent student-run, award-winning newspaper, has served as both an inspirational and pivotal place for journalists throughout the last century. There, journalists have had the ability to expand their knowledge and get real experience of what it feels like to be a journalist in the real world. The DO House has remained the same since it opened in 1903. However, due to recent construction plans, the university has decided to move the Daily Orange location. Over Thanksgiving break, the DO plans to move to 230 Euclid Avenue, just 1 block from its current location on Ostrom Avenue. With this came great sadness to members who are attached to the quite historical house, but a new location brings more inspiration, and they are already having plans to love the new house. In fact, the DO is having a goodbye event for alumni, so they too can share this moment. They plan to start the day off with a breakfast and have the ability to share their stories from the house so they never get forgotten. During this event, they will have the ability to tour the new location and end the night with a fun Halloween party. So it really looks like the DO has some really exciting plans in the making.
So Emily, you've told us about their old house and their plans to say goodbye, but what plans do they have for the DO going forward?
Yeah, so from a writer's perspective, I think that everyone can expect new content being created from the inspiration from a new location, and architecturally they're having much more in-depth designs there. So they're remodeling the kitchen, and they're making a wheelchair ramp to make it a really accessible and easy location for everyone involved at the DO. Pete Sala said that our students' well-being is the most important thing for that. So the DO chose to really reflect that in the forefront of their design.
Okay, so that just makes me think of, what we would do if, CitrusTV got, I guess, uprooted. Where do you think we would go?
I'm not sure. I think it would be a lot harder. We have a lot more camera equipment and this whole studio that's been built and is so beautiful for us. It would definitely be devastating if the university did a similar thing where they said, oh, sorry, we're going to add more dorms, so you have to move. But I'm not sure where we would go.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the space that would make the most sense would possibly be Newhouse, since they also have equipment. So in the process of moving, we could move there and use some of their equipment possibly. But yeah, it would definitely be hard and really sad.
Yeah, and so one of those reasons that they're moving is because the University Framework is considering adding a 3rd year of housing requirement. So students would be required to live on campus for 3 years, and a lot of people are saying that they believe they're building dorms in those locations. It hasn't been officially confirmed by the university, but by and large, that is what people are saying. And so it's really interesting adding that 3rd year requirement. A lot of people are against it.
That could possibly affect you.
Yeah, no, that's true. I didn't even think about that, but I mean, I've been always looking forward to not living in a dorm. Especially next year, I have to, but hopefully it won't affect me as a junior.
All right, Emily, thank you so much. That's all the time we have for you this morning on Juice in Java.
Check us out online at CitrusTV.com and follow CitrusTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
I'm Gabrielle Caracciolo.
And I'm Morgan Trau. Have a great day, Syracuse.